probably one of the most easily recognised and most famous knives in the world. Even non-knife people would probably recognise this knife, or they'd certainly recognise the name. It is of course a K-bar, and this particular one is a model 5011, and it's a K-bar fighting utility knife, and this is the Foliage Green version. So it's a modern update on what is an absolute classic knife. This knife really is what made K-bar's name, it's what made K-bar's reputation, and for many people this knife is in fact the K-bar company. As mentioned, this is a modern update. I bought this particular version. I wanted one for the historical reasons, but I also wanted one that would be useful and suitable for me if I did decide to carry it. I was going to do that, to take out bush and things, but I've now got knives that I think are more suitable for that, so this will probably really just be a collectible for me. But I could certainly, with the sheath options and stuff I've gone with, use this knife. So we'll just have a quick talk about what this particular knife has different to the original. The original of course had the stacked leather washer handle. This has a modern material handle which is called Kraton G, and again this is the Foliage Green. You can see there, very nicely finished up against that pommel. It's got grooves and it's got a slight texture into it and just a little bit of softness to it, and very grippy handle. Very nice feeling handle in the hand. But basically the design is by and large as it used to be. Blade shape, well it's got this clip here. It's not exactly a bowie, it's, I don't know what you call it, you'd call it a K-bar shape I suppose. It's got a false edge up on the top here, swedge, it's flat ground, and of course you can see it's got these blood grooves in it. Stampings on the side, made in the USA, always have been, and I dare say for the popularity they always will be. And on the other side you can see there, if we can get it to focus, K-bar, Orleans, New York. So this is an absolute classic American knife. Any serious knife collector has probably already got one of these. If you don't, go out and get yourself one. The steel on the knife is 1095 Cro-Van, so it makes it again a good wilderness type steel. Yeah, they'll rust, obviously, keep them webbed up, but good tool steel. They'll hold up to a bit of abuse. And whilst this one's not going to go out and probably cop abuse, if you scan around here on YouTube, you'll see plenty of guys who've successfully used this knife in the outdoors for splitting logs and pretty much any other task you can think of. You could use it for hunting, camping, hiking, obviously military use. I believe there's still people, service people to this day carrying this as their knife. It would probably also serve as a survival knife quite adequately. There's better options of course, but this would certainly do the job for you, particularly with this sheath. This is the one that comes with the 5011, and again it's colour matched. I should mention there are other colours available. Black handle, black sheath. There's also a desert version which is kind of a sand colour, obviously to suit the current theatre of military operations. And this sheath is excellent, really excellent. It's made of fiberglass reinforced nylon. You can see they're riveted, moulded. The knife will fit in ambidextrous, which is of course the reason I got it. It can go in right, or for weirdos like me who are left-handed, it can go in on the left. You can see there without the strap on, it is very solid, slight little bit of rattle, but that knife's not going anywhere. To get the knife out, you basically just put your thumb against that ramp there and you can feel it come past the indent and you draw the knife out. It's got a retention strap up on the top here, which is riveted with one rivet, so you can turn that round to suit yourself. At the end of that, the loop for you to grab it, it's doubled over, which is really nice, and you've got mil-spec on there. The only thing I've changed on this plastic thing here, which is for if you want to lower this down and ride lower on your leg, I've just run a line of stitching across there just to stop it. It used to just wander all up and down over there, so I just locked it up on the top, which I think is quite a good little mod, and your belt goes through there. Now that's held there with 4 rivets, nice and solid, and as I mentioned there before, sheaths riveted, grooved. You could run power cord through those grooves if you wanted to. From down here you could certainly run a leg strap, and you can see there, little drain slot down the bottom to let water out of the sheath. What I'm really impressed with, have a look at the profile of that sheath, how narrow that is. That is just really brilliant. This rides incredibly well on your side. It's just a perfect sheath for this knife actually. So the knife and sheath combined 14.7 ounces or 420 grams, which considering you're talking about a full 7-inch knife, I think that's more than reasonable. Balance on the knife is really good. The balance point is just around about there, just back of the guard, so it's basically got perfect balance, and you can imagine, not that I'm any sort of knife fighter, but this will be a very quick knife in that sort of application. The quality of the knife, I got to say, I was very surprised at just how good the quality this is. The finish, fit and finish is excellent. The blade finish, as you can see there, we'll try and bring it up a little bit closer. It's a very fine black finish, very even. Joined down the bottom there towards the guard. It's all really nice. Nothing wrong with that. You can see there on the back there where it comes up onto the handle. Again, really nicely finished off. Interestingly enough, this is, as I said, a modern update of a classic, but I do like the fact that it's still old school in its manufacturing. You can see just through the back of the pommel here, that's where your tang comes through, and that's actually attached with this pin. This pin here runs through and attaches it, and that's the way they would have been built right from day one back in the Second World War. So I really like that. This is a combination of, you know, great old school way of building something and craftsmanship and some modern materials. So perfect knife for me. I love the colour. I think the foliage green just looks sensational, and it certainly suits our environment where I am here. So, conclusion on this knife, very high quality. The value on these is absolutely outstanding. Incredible the price you can pick these things up for. I think in the US they run $60 something for these, and that's an outstanding price for what you're getting. Really great collectible, a must have for any serious knife collector to have at least one of these things. There's, as I mentioned, various versions. Maybe you want to get yourself one of these and actually work this particular version. You might buy a commemorative version to have in your collection and have on display. At the price they go for, why wouldn't you? So yeah, that's my quick look at this. There's plenty more detailed reviews and history on these out and about on the net, so yeah, go and do a bit of research and have a bit of a read. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye for now.